Station 9's new electronic spores.
It's time to slay the princess. See how it goes. Oh, there's a lot of new stuff. Some new options. Don't you tell me it's not gonna show. There we go. That OBS, full screen, anything, usually pretty reliable. Most of the time. How do I move it over? I guess you gotta use the keyboard. Maybe? Or the hand? Oh no. What did I do? You know what? We'll just, we'll figure it out. What? Am I just not seeing the cursor? Am I missing something here? Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, does my save work, I wonder? I don't know. Oh, yup. Yeah, from when I played in October. It's all in here. We'll just start from the beginning.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay. So we'll try to go the good route for now.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
There it is.
You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Mm-hmm.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Yeah.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't know about you, narrator.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Oh wait, what? I want to do that? Oh, okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
We'll see.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing.
Let's go for the damsel route
You have
right
to hear
now.
once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, this... I think this stuff's all new.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
No.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Yeah.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end. You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see how this
You're making a
goes.
huge mistake.
No.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, the hero says I'm doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Don't.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabinet.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Oh, so this is all the same then.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Yeah?
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
It's a mess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
Who's they?
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It it's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine.
Oh, I'm locked into it now.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Yeah, how is she not bleeding to death?
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Nope.
Her limb.
This woman just tore her own arm off.
Heavy chains follow suit.
Yeah.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
That'd be fun.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Didn't even phase her.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
What? Am I missing something? That's strange.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
See, now this is different. It's a little different.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Yep.
Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Yeah, I don't know, like the cursor's gone or something.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
Yeah, this is different because before she attacks me right away.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Yeah, this is different.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
No.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Sounds pretty terrible.
I'm sorry.
Damn, man.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
No.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound
Yeah.
is a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You
I like the
collapse to
music.
floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Two of you made your choice.
This might keep me busy for a little bit.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Didn't we just do this?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
What?
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts
Four of us?
you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Oh shit.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Indulge.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price.
I guess not.
I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world?
This game's gonna be getting deep, I know it.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I don't know.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
That's what happened.
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone. Just be quick about it.
I want to know more.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Maybe. What's going on?
Sure, it's her... Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah, who locked her down there?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Special.
Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice. Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional. I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her
That's
feet.
right.
It's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin.
This is a lot different.
Its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Very different.
Very different indeed.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
No, this is different.
So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
There is a mirror.
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
But there is.
That's a great idea. We have to make sure we're looking our best before we save her.
Yeah, what do I look like?
We shouldn't waste time preening. If he is lying about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do? Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I must be some kind of dragon or something.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
What?
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess.
No, I didn't want to take the
without a
blade.
weapon. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairway. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Yeah, no, over the top
Yes, for
fawning.
everyone's sake, you're not in love. just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right?
She can't.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
I was so worried about you. You remember me, right?
What? Dun dun dun. The damsel. That's where it ends? I thought there would be more. Oh wait, what? Oh, thought there'd be more. I was hoping I get to do some chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I'm going.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Let's just go.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will
That's what he always
do everything in her
says.
power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior. It'll be easy, so long as you stay focused. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. The blade is your implement.
I think I messed up the controls or something.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice softly carries.
Hello?
Is hypnotized. Don't let it fool you. It's all.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay.
Let's see here.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
There's a lot.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right? That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
Oh, she will.
So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's
She's looking evil.
For sakes, it's the right one. I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Oh, she's sounding evil.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Guess not.
Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here. It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door.
Oh, she's coming.
It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
you're still there, why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
It's not a princess.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. Huh? It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
It's getting stronger.
No, it doesn't.
These aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep, and I'll make sure you never see the light of day.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Oh, she's in there.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs
She's
shutting
looking
down
scary.
one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything
It's the
ends.
end.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay her. If you don't, again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh! What if he hears us?
It's a new voice.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all. Those are two very
Wanna know
different
more?
questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the... You died last time. We couldn't trust either of you. And as far as I'm concerned, we still can't. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out for you? No comment.
She killed us.
Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And your solution is to send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess, or do you want the princess to slay us? Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't. Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Oh, they did.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just made us stop working. And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think if she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us? I want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can. Just be quick about it. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. Look, I'm not supposed to. You can't just goad us into doing something by calling us special. It's manipulative. Why are you trying to manipulate us?
Not wrong.
I don't know, I kinda like being special. Okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into doing something, but he's not even the one who makes the decisions here. I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm trying to say is that you have to be the one to deal with her. I know it doesn't seem fair, and for what it's worth, I know you have it in you to finish the job. We don't. You saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave.
Let's get out of here.
I've told you everything you need to know. Go. If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her? Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
Seems like he's hiding some.
He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust him.
Yep.
Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles and just get to the cabin already. Do you see the way he keeps pushing us? We have to get out of here.
Let's go.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with... This is good. I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers there are to be found, they aren't here, and they definitely
Let's just
aren't.
get out of here.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined... Mistakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems
He's being so infuriatingly obvious. Keep moving. Don't go in there. He's bound to break eventually.
Maybe.
there's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
What is this princess?
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden
Cabin is
structures
everywhere.
through the leaves.
We are the cabin.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
You can't escape it.
You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, damn, really? Okay. You don't want to do that. Ten routes and one ending. Oh, really? There is an ending. Love this music.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay. I pretty much did all the talking.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up. A warning, we're not going to ignore.
Yeah, let's just go.
The interior of the blade. You take the blade. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds
She sounds dangerous.
dangerous.
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Yeah.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
We'll see.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Mm-hmm.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
These are different lines. Nuh-uh.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Maybe that won't work out.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
Nope.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Let's just do it.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction
Oh
was
no.
all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
She's quite strong.
Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Oh, can I flee?
Are you serious? It's a good idea. We've taken some bad hits, but we've dealt some too. She has to be feeling it more than we are. Let's regroup upstairs. If we're lucky, maybe she'll just bleed out. Fine. You make a mad dash to the basement stairs, the princess's chains rattling as she tries to chase you, but pulling taut much too soon for her to catch up.
Do you really think you can just walk out of here?
Yes.
She steps towards you, ignoring her chains.
Damn.
They creak and strain as she pulls against them until finally they break. The links clatter to the floor, useless.
Why was she even chained up?
She's free. Hurry.
Better run.
You push your broken body as she closes in and just barely manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
She turned into the monster again.
It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. You don't know the kind of...
It doesn't sound like she... No, it doesn't.
I wouldn't be so sure about outlasting me. You're so... brittle. So go ahead, rest. Do whatever you think will help you be prepared. But know that I'm coming for you, and that when I find you, I will make you hurt.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try
That's
and
this one
stumble to-
again.
It isn't all at once. The paralysis. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe what a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things to...
Your lungs stop.
I'd say better luck next time.
It can't be.
That's
This
it.
can't act. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. And you're on a
Okay,
path.
so that's just another way to
At
that
the end of the
ending.
path is a cabin. You're here to...
Let's just go there.
A warning. She will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone. The interior of the cabin is
That mirror again.
the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
Oh, she's coming.
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck
Sure.
in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it. You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife?
A bomb.
Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death. You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
No, there's a
What are
mirror.
you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Something in there, man. There's something there. Well, let's go slay the princess.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps
What the?
suspended in darkness.
This isn't a regular princess, man. I don't know what this is.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
Look at all those eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her will probably be doing her a favor.
This game's wild, man. So there was a demo of it back in October. They just updated the demo. I think the full release is coming this summer. It's
Her cruel and playful voice prances.
oh, can't wait to hear her voice.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Yeah, she sounds nice.
Come back. She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
Let's go.
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious.
Just throw the knife.
Defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place. It'll be enough.
Yeah, I don't know about that, buddy.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking
Yeah.
won't do you any good.
Yeah, exactly.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
No.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trying to slay this princess. I'd be running. It's,
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
I'm right with you, voice of the paranoid.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is?
It's pretty weird.
No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement.
Yeah. I love it.
We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse.
It's
Just pick a
wild, man.
direction and start moving.
Okay, narrator.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Well, I'm right-handed. Let's go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find
Oh,
you.
there she is.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
Oh, thank you, Nicole Goodnight, for the follow. How goes it?
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
No, I didn't want it to end. Damn, man. Well, we're doing another princess run, that's for sure. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna go all in this time and slay her. And we're gonna see what happens. That's what we're gonna do.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
Skip these.
If That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. We're just gonna go all
Make your
in.
way up the short.
Don't hesitate, just slay the princess.
Find the a warning before she will
She
lie.
will lie, she will cheat.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to say. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is almost.
See, I feel like I might have screwed up the damsel run because I accidentally took the knife in the second part.
In a fine layer. The blade is your.
Oh yeah, we're taking the blade.
You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly. Her voice carries.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Yeah, she does.
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason.
Just don't even talk.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal.
Steal your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? She's unarmed.
No,
If you
she's not
hesitate now,
bluffing.
it'll be too late. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way.
I did it.
Down to
I slayed the princess.
already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
No. I don't.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes, and the terrifying conviction.
She's still looking at me with a dagger in her heart. Yeah, there's something up here.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Now this is different than the old demo.
But is it over? Really over? It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
No, get away.
I really don't think you should do that.
No.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
Every horror movie, you don't check on the monster.
I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. Yes, exactly.
Could remove the blade too. That's different.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
We did.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
I don't know about that.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space.
What happened?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy. What's done is done, and there's no going back now.
They were lying.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Oh, we might be.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
He's just telling us.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here, though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
Damn, man.
Don't you dare.
What a relief. I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your mind.
We do.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here.
The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
I got the good ending. Yay. There's the ending. Everybody lived. Cool. Okay. Well, we're gonna try a few more. Be right back. That's the good ending. Wasn't that an amazing card and all that? Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Hey. Oh, I got the claw back. Now it disappeared again. Okay, well, we slayed the princess, saved the world. We're gonna try to do a little different this time.
You're on a path in the...
So you can't run away.
Make your
That
way
doesn't
up the
work.
short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Let's see now. All the endings.
The interior of the blade is... You take the... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, good. Good.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Oh, really? That's weird. You think they would have that on there by now.
Surprise. Good luck, hero.
And especially PS5.
You walk down the stairs and lock arms.
Like, it's so ingrained now.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Nope. Okay, so I already did it that way.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
A little bit.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk.
We'll see what happens.
With trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
There's something strange about her, man.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
Maybe.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I think.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Okay, she looks dangerous now. That's an evil look.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her.
I don't
She
know.
doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
I don't know. Someone's trying to trick me.
That doesn't sound right to me.
No.
And I don't think it sounds right to you either.
Nope.
Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Yeah.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Indeed.
She's wrong.
She's just like a little bunny.
This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
You don't like princesses, it seems.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness.
Oh.
Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Yup.
Too long.
Too long.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Yeah.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. Right?
Oh, she is.
She is. I'm sure.
She is. Okay.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Mm-hmm. She is. You hear her? This woman don't sound very trustworthy.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy.
Yet she can just rip the chains out of the wall, too.
Them apart.
I don't know.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Yeah, but I can't go upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I don't know, man.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Really, just nonchalant. Just chop my arm off. It's fine.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the
Of
click
course.
lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Am I getting in?
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Silence.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
So the narrator locked me in.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Yeah,
Easier for
exactly.
everyone.
Except me.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
It'll be fine.
Against your better
There we go.
judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick
There we
work.
go.
Before long, you're able to crack through bone. She pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Yeah, that's fine.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
That's not a normal princess. Just cuts her arm off and just, oh, okay, let's go now.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Oh no.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Uh-oh. Well, they really want me to slay the princess, don't they? Okay, I guess I'll warn her.
Stop that.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
It was.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
This princess can fight, man.
Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Okay. Now we're gonna...
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air.
Did I do it?
But she's ready for it.
Oh no.
Grabs your arm
Look at
like a stone vice.
this. This isn't a normal princess.
You drop the blade, pathetically.
She just snapped his arm.
She lets go. And
Like
faster than you
nothing.
react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now. Adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact.
Just stomped him into the floor.
Somewhere inside.
I must not be a human. I look like some kind of dragon thing or something.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
Oh, lovely.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right?
Oh, we're dead.
I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Or did we?
You're on a path in the woods.
Good, I got a new
And
chapter.
at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it
Having
would
some
be
deja vu,
the
man.
world. A terrible sense of...
I should have another
No,
voice
you
in my
don't
head
have that.
too now.
This is the first time either of us have been here.
No, it's not.
Doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I'm getting a little hooked on Elder Scrolls Online lately.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Mm-hmm.
What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Oh, I listen. Slouching too much.
Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
She can't be stopped.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Oh, so he admits it now.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yep.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Oh no.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
He believes in us.
Just be quick about it. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Mm-hmm.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
She doesn't.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
Yeah.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. People locked her in that basement.
Oh, okay, you said that already.
Look. Oh. I didn't. Of course you're special. Why else? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying.
Yeah, we can keep dying over and over and over.
I've told you everything you need. The less you know about her, the better. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you.
Okay, let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
She didn't.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him, and not that whiner. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Yeah, he is broken. Let's go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is
This
larger
is
and more grandiose than its
different.
humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, this is entirely different.
Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the
Something
door
about
to the
that
basement.
mirror.
There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
There is.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are.
What are you?
It would only make things worse.
What are we?
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
Or do we?
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. It would probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
What do we look like?
As do I. And yeah, there is.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense.
No, this
You
is
haven't
this is
died. You
different.
certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
We kind of were.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
No, it's a mirror.
You reach forward
It's
and
gone.
rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Yeah, let's take the dagger.
From the altar, it would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
That is a scary looking basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up
Uh-oh.
from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Really?
Huh. This is actually kind of nice.
Maybe.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Witness.
You weren't kidding when you said it was boom.
She sounds
She wasn't like this
big.
last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Yeah, that's a concern.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. That isn't what she looked like last time.
She got big.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Oh, it's not ending. Oh, what should I do? Pledge my allegiance to her?
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters.
I probably shouldn't have done that.
We didn't have to do that. And yet you did.
She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Okay, I guess we'll just go all in now.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Oh, really? I get to talk to her? The tower. Yeah, I think they replaced the Fury. There's 10 routes and 1 ending. How many have I gotten? I got the ending. Let's see here.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to... Don't mention it.
Yeah,
It's all
let's just
part
go
of the
straight to it then.
You make your way up. A warning. She will lie.
We're not going to go through with it.
Ignore him. The interior of the cabin, the blade is your... You take the blade from the door to her voice.
Who's there?
She said, don't let it...
Oh, okay, so she's the same there.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs.
She's so coldly...
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after. You ignore the trembling in your hands.
try this.
And tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal your.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for. So, you should just.
Do you hear the conviction? She's unarmed.
Let's see, I already did the talking.
Then I'm not talking to you. I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
Let's see how it goes.
Doubt, unfortunately,
She's gonna beat me up
your
though.
thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
I hope so. No, don't do that.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, the two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps,
Fun.
her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
There it is again.
No,
That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words.
it's not the end.
But you don't have the time to worry over such things.
Everything goes black, and you die.
And you die.
The adversary. Hmm.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to... Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of... If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill. Those are two very different questions. Let's say for a moment that this really is. You died last
No,
time.
he's saying that same
Probably only
thing.
happened. We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Oh, they did.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's... Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your
Someone who
destined
agrees with the
confrontation
narrator.
with the princess awaits.
Confrontation.
Just be quick
I
about
want to know more.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions?
You get mad.
There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
Oh, okay, I already did that.
People look. Oh. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else? I've told you everything. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch.
We do.
Exactly. The less you know about her, the better. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting.
Okay, so turning around won't do anything.
A warning before you go any further.
We might as well just go in.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from...
Oh, you got a combo.
Don't
Look at
believe
that.
what she says.
Amazing. I'm glad everyone seems to like the rabbit emote. It seems quite popular lately.
Lying and cheating doesn't
It was a
sound
good
like
decision.
her at all. Not that it matters.
Oh.
It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Yeah,
Are you sure about that? The point of
I'm gonna find out,
is to
man.
start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice.
Okay. Yeah.
The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her.
Don't do it.
Are we clear?
Ever.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Let's go.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if
Well, this
trying to
is
forcefully
different.
direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
Yeah, the cabin knows.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't know how to kill the narrator. The narrator's just a voice in my head. Yeah, here it is with the mirror again.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you're
Sums up.
that
We're in some kind of
life nonsense. You haven't
power struggle or
been
something.
killed by the princess.
Something strange is going on.
So focus up. The world is depending on you.
Well, and I tried that too. I went through the scenario where I didn't slay the princess, and That didn't change it either, man. How's it going, Slash? We're slaying a princess tonight. We're gonna attempt to. Okay, so it's the mirror thing again.
You walk up to the wall next to the
Can I
basement.
do anything with the mirror?
It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
That's a mirror.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
See?
Or
The
at least
narrator's
it'll be
lying.
once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror,
This music's getting weird.
and now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get to fighting. We're gonna slay a
Take the blade from the
princess.
altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It would. Let's go. This game's great, man.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy
It's like a nice spot, right?
with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess
Sulfuric,
lived
you
here,
say?
Slayer would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries.
Ooh, fierce voice.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper.
Yeah, she sounds different.
Threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Okay.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Yeah, she looks kind of intimidating.
Is it just me, or does she look stronger than she used to? Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
She looks pretty big.
But this time, we're ready for her.
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Yeah, that is weird. So we're the only ones realize. The narrator doesn't realize we're in a death loop. The voice is in my head too. And so does the princess. We can't die.
And you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
It's got some good voice work.
I'm
Love it.
going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
No, we can be friends. Oh, okay, she looks mean. The adversary. The adversary. No. Damn, man. I haven't played their game Scarlet Hollow. I've heard very good things, and it looks good. And I know it's on sale right now, too. 10 routes. I got the ending. I know what I haven't done. So in the one where I fight her, or wait, no, wait. I kill her, and then I go upstairs. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got a scenario I haven't done yet.
You're here.
Okay, let's just go right to the cabin. Because this is just gonna say the same stuff again. What's going on here? There we go. You can't leave the cabin either.
To the cabin.
I tried to leave the cabin,
Within.
and it keeps looping me back to the cabin until there's cabins everywhere,
A warning.
and everything leads to the cabin. And then the world ends.
She will lie. We're not going to.
So that don't work.
Right? Ignore him.
Okay, let's get in here. Hopefully.
The interior of the cabin is the blade.
You know what, we're gonna take the blade, enter the basement.
The door to the basement. Her voice.
Who's there?
It's gonna be that one again. We're just gonna go in.
Still listening to reason.
steal your resolve.
Instead, she's so focused on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening.
Oh? No talking then?
None.
Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement, so you should just...
Do you hear the conviction?
Oh, I'm going.
Do you see the razor? She's unarmed.
Just run in.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But
Oh, it's not the
I
end.
wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. Yes, even as she lays there dying, but it's over, isn't it? She stopped, but is it over? Really over? It's over. Don't get all worked up.
No, there's something up here.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart.
That'd be
There's no
good.
coming back from that.
Should I check for a pulse?
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question?
Well, sums up.
Wait, what was that?
How was her heart still beating with a dagger in it?
You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat,
Yeah, she's not dead.
followed by another. And another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Oh, shit.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you,
Damn.
exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yeah, I don't think I got this scenario yet. The razor. Yeah, didn't do this one. This one's different.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... You're here to... I can assure you that you're not dead.
Yeah, we're stuck in some kind of death loop, man.
You're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
It is.
Are we sure we don't want to turn around and hightail it out of here? I really don't want to be stabbed to death again.
No. That didn't seem good.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Is she?
But that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Now, let's see what this new voice says.
Questions, but fine. Let's say you died last. We mostly listened. If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her.
No, she was slain.
But congratulations, you've been given a chance, and I believe
She had a knife in her heart.
something along the lines of, "Oh, what's the point of doing anything?" If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but had you failed to slay the prince, who cares what happened to everyone else? We should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here. You do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself. We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Let's do it.
Just be quick about it.
Yeah, I want to know more about this so-called princess.
She just can, but she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't live. And don't get stabbed. Please?
Yes, let's not get stabbed.
I've told you everything you need to know. You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
Hey, you didn't.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time. People look. I'm not. Oh. I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else
Not
would you
sound
be?
trustworthy at all.
Being special didn't stop us from getting killed last time.
No, it didn't.
Great.
That's all.
If you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Alright, let's do it.
She will lie. No, we can't go in there. Do either of you feel sick? Because I feel sick just thinking about that place. We're going to die again, and I bet it's going to hurt.
Oh, it will. Of course it'll hurt.
It's good to be careful, but you're really not helping with all that talk about death and dying. Agreed. Just ignore that clown and stay focused.
I shall.
The interior of the cabin
Oh,
is
wow.
a mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Very different.
Very different indeed.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
No, we were.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this noise. I care less about that and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from?
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
It always
Now it's
disappears.
gone. For the love of everything, can we just get this over with already? All this waiting is killing me.
Should I try without the blade?
Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right? Once again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna see if this makes a difference.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. That's right! Scraping! I told you she has something! I told you!
I should have brought my knife.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
Yeah, what is that?
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There's something wrong with that voice. I can hear her bloodlust.
Nah, it's fine.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody, quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Kind of sounds like a robot.
We're not falling for it. She's tricking us. Can't you hear that threatening edge to her voice? She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Yeah.
Then it'll all happen again. If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
The razor, eh? Damn. Well. There's more.
You're here. Seriously? You're just going to... Thank you. The whole world owes you a debt of gratitude. You make a warn. She will... We're not going to go... Ignore. The interior blade. You take the door to the basement. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool... Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward.
Oh, I'm probably chained up. So, you...
Do you hear the conviction? She's unarmed. You lunge forward without him. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. Do you actually believe this was...
There it is again. That... Yes. Even... But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing, Mo. But is it over? Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Doing good. Okay.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only
And find
a
nothing.
world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. What happened?
Yeah, what happened indeed?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy.
You'll
You'll
be happy.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't believe you.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
The blade is the key.
I can hear everything you say, little voice.
It's always been about the
There's
blade.
only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare. How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly.
Stuck.
Forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy. If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world?
No.
An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
Yeah, I don't trust the narrator.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first had
She's a skeleton.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
No, we're not dead. The Spectre.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to My tricks? What on earth are you talking about?
Oh no,
Just
you're a
like the first
trickster.
time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Yeah.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. Those are two very different questions, but fine. Let's say for a moment that this really... If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you... Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too.
Yeah.
Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you.
I don't know, buddy.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking
Oh,
that,
he
it
keeps
sounds
saying
to me,
that.
You mean, of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
It doesn't matter because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
Maybe.
Just stay focused, will you? Just be quick about it. That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round.
Yes, maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end.
Yeah, sums up.
But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her, after all.
You're going to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time, but it's a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. I promise.
Will I?
Well, that's exactly what we're afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. The cabin awaits. She just can. You'll have to trust that what I'm saying is true.
I don't trust this guy. No, and that'll just be, oh, people locked her.
Locked her in that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've told you everything you need to know.
This is boring. He's clearly not interested in talking. So let's just do as he says. And maybe he'll stop bothering us.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Well, sure.
Every word she says.
She won't be a problem.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air.
Looks very,
Webs flutter in the
dilapidated.
You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time.
Very long time.
Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Damn, I thought I could see it if I didn't say nothing.
This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
It's the only option, right? Yeah.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin.
It's always a wall.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago,
And now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Oh, there's something about it.
very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Does the blade matter? Yeah.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult.
Let's go. But she's gonna look a lot different now.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell.
She's gonna be a
Everything is coated in a thick layer of
zombie or
dust,
something.
and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent.
Really?
Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
Oh, she's dead.
I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by
Yeah, she's gone.
Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin.
Oh shit.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
She's like a ghost.
Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went. Like how you murdered me?
Oh shit. The Spectre. That was cool. To do more. Well, might play this some more tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe Elder Scrolls or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I got new things to unlock in this. But that is it for tonight. Oh, there's another update, really? Keeps getting updates. Well, I'll have to do 3 megabytes, really? Oh, okay. I'll take a second or two. Well, thanks for following, Nicole. Good night. And we'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time. Till then, see you later.